But this is something that feels kind, but can quietly keep your dog stuck. It's something that usually comes from love, living in what I call it's okay mode or good enough mode. Try not to push, try not to make things worse. And at first it feels like relief, but over time, many people notice something else. They notice that their world is getting smaller. People can't come over to your house anymore. You don't walk the same path anymore. Your walks become, repetitive and the same thing because you know this is the path that your dog will react the least in, right? And if you've ever wondered whether being gentle might actually be slowing things down, well, I'm here to tell you, friend, this episode is for you. Yes, that's right. Today on the podcast, we are talking about the hidden cost of staying in it's okay mode or good enough mode. So if you're somebody who has been feeling a little stuck, this episode is for you. Let's get into it. Ready to have a calm and peaceful life with your dog without the stress of those fear-based behaviors? Hi, I'm Tracy, and I've been there, overwhelmed by all the conflicting dog training advice and unsure of what to do next. But now I help dog lovers like you simplify your life with your dog by building confidence naturally, fostering trust, and addressing those fear-based challenges. So, if you're ready, stop chopping those chicken wieners and let's get to it. Hey there, friend. Before we keep going, I want you to know that there is a place where conversations like this can continue. I have a free Facebook group for thoughtful dog owners like you who are navigating fear, reactivity, leadership, and we do it all without judgment or pressure. It's not about fixing your dog. It's about learning how to show up in a way that actually helps. So if you're sitting in this space saying, I get it, but now what? You'll find that link to that free group in the show notes. Join us over in the Living Beyond Obedience Facebook group, and I will see you there. Well, hello, my beautiful friend. It is Tracy. Welcome to Beyond Obedience, the podcast. Super duper welcome. If you are brand new, hey. Yeah, that's right. It's just a little bit of applause for you. For you, my friend. We're glad you're here. I said we're glad you're here. Like there's other people in this podcast room with me. It's just me. So me, myself, and I. I'm so glad that you are here with me today. All right, today on the podcast, something that we want to talk about is this idea of it's okay, or I like to call it good enough mode. Good enough mode. It happens actually quite frequently where we start to set these expectations and then we get to a place where we're like, meh, good enough. I get that every time I clean. Like if I'm cleaning my house, I'll like start off with this ambition of being like, I'm going to like totally clean out these cupboards and get down to it. And then I immediately regret my decision and it starts off getting clean. But as I'm putting things back, I'm like, just throwing them back in the cupboard. I'm like, good enough. Good enough. I'm a person that doesn't like the messy middle. I mean, or maybe we're all people that don't like the messy middle. I don't know. Anyway, my point is this. We can get stuck in this idea of good enough or it's okay. Like everything's okay. So good enough. And I want to explain a little bit today sort of where this came from. And I'm going to preemptively say, because I didn't have an opportunity to reach out to her and ask her before I recorded this podcast. But and so if you, my friend, are hearing this and you're like, hey, I think that's me because I just made that comment inside the Facebook group. I want you to know this is not a reflection on you personally or what you're doing. It just made me think about this concept. And essentially, I'll give you the sort of I'm really struggling with this because I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, I feel like I should talk to her first and let her know that like I'm not. I never want people to think that I'm like judging them or like being like, that's wrong. Because I'm not. I just actually wanted to point it out because I think it's something that comes up quite a bit. Anyway, I'll set the scene for you because it's a very, very common scenario. Very common. And it has to do with cutting your dog's nails. Put your hand up in the air if you're someone who cuts your own dog's nails. Put your hand up. I don't know if you can. I can't see it, so I'm just going to assume some of you are probably like, yeah, I can do it. It's no problem. Whereas others are probably like, it's a lot harder than you think. And it is harder than you think. And to top it off, have you ever cut them too short? Oh, first of all, so much blood. So much blood. And second of all, the dog yelps and you're like, I just hurt my dog, and there's blood everywhere. And it can be a little traumatic, not just for your dog, but also for you. And as somebody who is a retired vet tech, but also, I don't know if you know this about me, I'm also a retired groomer. That's right. I used to do grooming. I know, right? I just did it all. I just did it all. When I was running my brick and mortar business, this will tell you a couple of things about me. It will say, wow, she's very dedicated to the study of all things dog, and, you know, really getting her fingers in like everything when it came to that business. But it also tell you how bad of a business person I am, because it's not sustainable. Like, it is not sustainable to be the person that runs the daycare, does all the training, does all the pack walks, does all the socialization, and does the grooming, and does the overnight boarding. That's too much. That's too much. You can't be all of those people. So, needless to say, I was a little burnt out. The point is this. I know all about nail trims. I know about nail trims from from my time when I was a vet tech. I learned how to trim nails, and then reinforced through grooming. I got the experience of trimming lots of nails, lots of different dogs, lots of different objections to nail trimming, and lots of different techniques and things that you could do. Now, I will say this, you know, in a grooming scenario, you know, we're not necessarily looking to fix your dog's behavior or how they feel about getting their nails trimmed. In a lot of cases, it's like we're on a clock, you know, like grooming is a tough business. It's a very, very tough business, and it's hard. It's hard to make a good living off of it because it takes a lot of time. Each dog takes a lot of time, and some dogs, anyway, my whole point is this. I have the experience with the nail trimming. So obviously I trim my own dog's nails. I have no judgment for those that don't want to do it, though. I 100% get that. For people that are like, I don't want to. There's options out there. You know, groomers will do it. Also, veterinary clinics will do it, as well as there are, heck, even in my neck of the woods, there's someone that shows up at the local feed store that every a Saturday a month or something, and offers nail trims. So there's options for you. The reason why I'm bringing it up in this particular situation is because recently someone had posted in the group, as we were talking about like accomplishments and, you know, things improving. And she was actually talking about her dog getting his nails done and saying that, you know, the first time was a fiasco. Like, you know, the tech spent 45 minutes just trying to get to know the dog. Now we're talking about an innately fearful dog. Like, let's put that out there. So extra challenges, of course. But the vet tech took a long time trying to get to know the dog, blah, blah, blah. And then wasn't able to get all the nails done. The second time was, you know, the dog made lots of noise and screamed and panicked and did all of those sorts of things. And now this third time, got all the nails done, but the dog had to be sedated and muzzled. Now, at its surface level, I'm okay with that, obviously. I'm okay with, you know, if you have to do that. But there was a part of me that was like, okay, are we improving, or are we just putting in more guardrails? Not guardrails. What's the word I'm looking for? Are we improving? Are we just sort of putting in more management style to get the job done? Are we actually getting to what we want from the dog? Because, and this is the question that I want you to ask in this, What is the main objective? Because if the main objective is, I just need the dog's nails trimmed, then yes, we've made progress. But if the objective is, I want my dog to feel better about getting his nails trimmed, we are not actually moving the needle forward. We've put in more management tips. We're using drugs to sedate the dog. We're using a muzzle, which you should do anyway. Trust me, muzzles aren't a bad thing. Muzzles aren't a bad thing. And I will say this. I've mentioned muzzling before, but muzzles aren't for the dog. Muzzles are for the human being to feel more confident and comfortable doing the nails, right? Because if you've been following me even for a hot minute, you know that we talk a lot about the fact that dogs can smell our thoughts. They can certainly smell our feelings. They can smell our stress. They can smell our fear. And when they smell that stress, that fear, all of that stuff, when they smell that, they get worse. They feel worse because they understand the chemical perfume of stress and fear, but they don't understand why. So it just makes them read the room and be like, I should be stressed and fearful. So when we're talking about trimming a dog's nails, if I have a dog that has the ability or has the default to use his mouth to make his point, and my human brain is like, getting bit hurts, I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to be apprehensive. I'm going to be a little bit more stressed. I'm going to emit that chemical scent to the dog, and that is going to make the dog go, why are you so stressed? If you're stressed, then I should be stressed, and everything gets worse. So muzzles help us to be able to go, the dog might turn on me, but he's not going to be able to do some severe damage. Trust me, getting muzzle punched by a dog also hurts, but not as much as getting bit by a dog. Ask me how I know. So when we're talking about this, we need to sort of figure out what is the end goal. And that's kind of where this idea of being in it's okay or good enough mode comes into play here. Because if we are saying we just need the nails done, that's good enough, then that's where we stay stuck. But our dog doesn't get any better. It'll just be the norm that he needs to get sedated, he needs to wear his muzzle, and we just get the nails done. Now, again, listen to me when I say this, okay? If you're currently in a state like where this is all you can do right now, then this is all you can do right now, and that is perfectly okay. If we're in a state of, I actually do want the dog to be less stressed about getting his nails done, there's other things that we can do. There's things that we can do. And the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to talk about, can you feel better about doing the nails yourself? Not that I want you the next time to be like, I'm just going to do these nails myself, but rather be like, how can we work towards getting these nails done at home? At home is going to be already a much better environment for your dog. 100%. Your dog is already going to be at an elevated stress level. Just going to the vet. No fault of the vets. It's not their fault. That's just where the bad things happen. Then on top of it, getting the drugs and the sedation also start to be a cue for bad things are coming. And we top that with, if we're not doing muzzle conditioning or muzzle training in other areas of the dog's life, and the dog knows every time we get the muzzle on, that means bad things are coming. So we keep the dog stuck in this status quo of bad things are coming. And we manage it. And I've heard this, I didn't hear this from this story, but I've heard this from many, many other stories, that we have to increase the level of sedation more and more and more to the level of sedation isn't helping anymore. To now I just let them take the dog to the back and I leave and wait in the car because I don't want to hear what's happening for the dog to get his nails cut. Now, I will say for me personally, I am currently working on Gunther, my 7-month-old puppy, we're working on him getting his nails cut. I did do this work. I could try to find those videos. I always say that, but then I'm like, I don't know where those videos are. But I did do the same work with Nike, getting her used to getting her nails cut. I will tell you, no dog likes it. Never met a dog that's been like, hey, that's not bad. It's weird for us to be handling their feet, all that stuff. But here's what I will say, as I'm working with Gunther, is that I touch his feet and his nails all the time. I'm almost actually obsessed with them. Whenever he's lying beside me and we're watching TV or whatnot, I'm constantly like handling his nails, and he'll periodically like wake up and then look at me like, why are you touching my feet like that? And I'm like, I think this nail needs to be cut. And I'll say words like, this nail needs to be cut. And it's a weird sort of thing that I do, but also it helps me when I'm actually in the process of cutting the nails. I do use food, 100%. I use food to help me do it. But I started off using the food to distract him while I do it. And now I've transitioned to the phase of he gets the treat after it's done. So the reward comes when you stand still long enough for me to cut a nail. And I did this with Nike as well when I was teaching Nike about getting her nails done. It started off with, you get one nail done, here's a little treat. You get another nail done, here's another treat. Then it became, once I'm done this paw, you get a treat. So you get 4 treats in this event because we're going to do 4 paws. And now I can actually do all 4 of her feet and then give her a treat at the end. And she's still just as excited to get up. Now I put her on the table to do it because she's little. She's just as excited to get up to get her nails done. But that took time. But we were going for, I want you to feel better about your nails being done. I don't want you to necessarily be excited about it. Okay. I don't want, like, that's why the food stuff is like, I don't want, this became a thing about nail trimming. How did this happen? This isn't even what this is about. Anyway, I'll just finish up with this. I don't want the dogs to be excited about the nail trim. I don't want to be like, let's go get your nails trimmed. I don't want that. I don't want excitement. I just want cooperation and calmness, right? I do still treat it like this is a matter of fact thing. Nail trimming is something that has to be done. Same with brushing you, right? Brushing you is something that has to be done. This is something that has to be done. Cleaning your ears, something that has to be done. You know, I don't treat it like, let's get excited, because I don't want an excited dog. I just want them to be like okay with it. Like it's a Tuesday, you know, like, oh, we're getting my nails done. It's like a Tuesday, you know, doesn't matter. That kind of thing. The other thing now too that I have to get Gunther used to is also trimming his paw pads. I digress. Oh my gosh, Tracy, get back on track. I don't know what happened here, friends. Let's get back. What was I talking about? The whole point of all this is this idea of staying stuck in good enough mode, right? Or it's okay mode. But I want you to know, here's my point. She says 15 minutes after the podcast started. Here's my point. Okay. It's okay or good enough isn't neutral. Okay. It's not like a neutral stance. Dogs are still asking, who's got this? But when we are like, it's okay, or we're fine, this is good, without any direction, dogs are going to learn, okay, I'm still on my own, and this must be my job. Like, if you're not going to step up and do it, if you're not going to think about, like, how to make, for example, let's use the nail trimming thing, how to make the dog feel better about the nail trimming thing, they're going to think that, like, their safety has been diminished, and they're going to think, again, their safety is their responsibility, and they take that seriously. Right? I don't think we give enough credence to the fact that dogs take their survival seriously. So when they are feeling threatened like that, and we're like, that's good enough, we'll just let them keep going like that, they're going to be like, I guess I have to be in charge of my safety. Right? That's my job now. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And where this becomes a problematic, and this is, I guess, point number 2, if I'm making any points at all, would be that avoidance feels like relief for us, right? That's why we get stuck in good enough, right? Because it feels like relief. at first. Okay, so like let's say, for example, you have a reactive dog, a leash reactive dog. Skipping walks at first feels like relief. Managing the situation instead of engaging feels like relief. Avoiding those triggers definitely feels like relief. But again, it keeps life very, very small. The cost of it is that the dog's world shrinks, but so does yours. Your world shrinks, your enjoyment shrinks, and your confidence actually starts to erode. Like, you've probably heard me talk about this idea that, dogs' confidence is built with life layering of things. That also includes your confidence, your ability to handle situations. So when we stop doing the things, when we start avoiding all the things, the dog's confidence erodes, but so does yours. And you're losing those leadership points. You're losing not only the points, but you're losing the opportunity. So, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Like, if you've been in it for a while, and anytime I sort of think about this kind of thing, it always takes me back to working with Jace, the husky, and those first 3 days. My arms hurt. Like, my arms hurt from being yanked around and all of the things. And I remember this will give you a hint on how it felt, because again, I don't know if you haven't heard the story very quickly. It was a seminar that I took with my mentor, Nelson, and we had to live with a husky for 9 days, but we didn't have crates and we weren't allowed training equipment. And the big thing was we weren't allowed crates. And I didn't know this dog. We were in a hotel, and that meant that the dog had to be with me 24/7. And I had to be in charge of that dog for 24/7. Like, you could put the dog in the crate and be like, I'm going to ignore you for a while and have a glass of wine. That reality didn't exist. And so the first night, I was like, I don't know what to do with this dog. I actually, because I was so tired and so exhausted and so I'm too crashing out, because I was like, I must be the worst dog trainer in the world. Like, I can't even handle day one of this experiment. And I remember finally tying his leash to the closet door in my hotel room. And it was like, when I did that, it felt like peace. Like, it felt like peace. Like, I was like, I just need to just not be attached to you right now, right? So I understand that avoidance doesn't feel like avoidance to you in the moment. It feels like peace, especially for those who've have been dealing with it for a long time and working it. Like, avoiding those things feels like peace, and I get that. Point number 3. Let's just jump into point number 3. Compassion without action becomes like a pause, right? Because compassion matters, timing matters, but compassion alone doesn't build resilience. Right? Dogs don't learn confidence by never being uncomfortable. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that, right? You know this idea that I talk about all the time. Like, for our fearful dogs, they need to have the, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. And then the, I didn't die moment. They need to get to the other side. That's where the confidence is built, that life layering of experience. They learn it by discovering, and they learn that they're not alone. Right? Like, they learn that they're not alone. They learn that you're going to be there with them. So when we pause all of that, we take away that ability to life layer stuff for both of us. All right. So there you go. There was 3 points. I managed to managed to make 3 points there and not get totally focused on telling you about all the trials and tribulations of training my dogs how to tolerate nail trims. Although, hey, if you want to know about how I do it, if you're interested in that kind of thing, I could certainly provide a video of it inside the Fearless framework, if that's something that you guys wanted. I probably should, actually. I probably should. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Listen, friend. Let's wrap this up, okay? So I guess the bottom line is, if you're listening to this and you're realizing I might be actually living in good enough mode, And we all do it. We all do it. If I'm being honest, I kind of started to do that with my diet. It's like only February, and already I'm like, I turned to Mark and I'm like, let's just be fat. It's good enough. It's a little insight. Let's just be fat together. It's fine. So I get it, right? We all kind of live in it's good enough mode, right? But that doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong, okay? I mean, it still means that you care, like you care because you're like, it's okay, like things are okay. But at some point, caring has to turn into direction. Dogs don't grow in confidence by being protected from everything that feels hard. And you don't grow in confidence when things get and feel hard, right? They grow in confidence by learning that they're not alone when those things get hard, that somebody is there with them. And that's not something you have to figure out in your head. It's something that comes with practice and support and reflection and other people walking in the same path. And you don't need to rush, okay? Like, you don't have to rush to make any decisions today. Just know that noticing the cost of staying where you are is often the first step in moving forward. Okay? So we'll keep going together. All right? I hope that helps. Listen, my friend, if you enjoyed this episode, can you do me a favor and head on over to Apple Podcasts, leave me a 5-star written review. Be sure, if you're on Spotify, be sure that you're following me. Make sure you're following the show on Spotify. Leave me a comment over there. Head on over to that free Facebook group, Living Beyond Obedience. Introduce yourself, introduce your dog. Let us know, are you feeling stuck? Where are you stuck? Let us know over there in the Facebook group. And as always, my dog loving friend, get out there today and be the person that your dog thinks you are, because your dog thinks that you are amazing, and so do I. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Oh, and one more thing. This podcast is meant for entertainment and education purposes only and is not meant to replace hands-on professional training. If you're really struggling with your dog, please reach out to a professional in your area. All right, I think that's it. Bye for now. Nailed it.